up, everybody? Keith Jameson, Good Bigger Guy 231 across the DFS industry. Hope everybody's ready for a 4-game EPL slate. Only, what is this? The 2 left to the World Cup? Maybe it's 3. I don't know. I should really sometimes just like look at a calendar before I jump on and talk. But you know, that's like extra preparation. That's extra preparation than this. So anyhow, quick reminder, like, subscribe, comment the video. I have been getting a few questions about World Cup. We absolutely are covering it. I'm going to do my absolute darndest to get videos out daily. I'm going to do my best. That's the promise I can make you. It'll definitely be a decent chunk of videos. We'll just say that. If you are interested, though, we talk with Storm, just figure out what we can do for a special for a World Cup package on the site. That'll be every single slate, all the set pieces, all those shenanigans, and there always are shenanigans with World Cup in terms of lineups, rotations, all that good stuff. So keep looking for that. I should definitely have that before next week to be out. All right, this is a Man City slate, -900, hosting Fulham. Kevin De Bruyne's a lock, expressed in midweek. Just don't overthink that. And then if in, Erling Haaland, we know this is a lock. Like, you know, I think that if he's not in, that's where all of a sudden, you know, you'll have the salary to go do like a Foden. Or, you know, starting Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez just had a great midweek. But yeah, I that's how I'd roll it. I think the other side will be Bernardo Silva. Riyad Mahrez played a lot during the midweek. He got hurt too, I believe. Pretty sure he got hurt. So I just don't, he's kind of like falling out of the rotation anyway. So yeah, it's like Holland and KDB. And I don't think at that point you're gonna be able to fit Foden. If you want to jam him in, that's great. You know, for the price difference, probably go to Bernardo Silva, and then roll from there. You know, I don't think Grealish will start either. It should be Foden, Holland, and then Silva, and then like some form of KDB, Rodri, and like Gundogan, or I just think Grealish is kind of out of form and out of favor, so, or should be. I think the hardest decision with City is always João Cancelo. It's actually really interesting. Like, the more that they whoop the competition, the sometimes more and more decisive dependent he gets. Like, he gets a lot more shots assisted and crosses when they're somewhat struggling to score, and then falls in more like that midfield role when they're way ahead. You know, this could be completely wrong. It's just like observations, but he's like 6K. I think he's a really solid play. Bet you he'll be super, super popular. Obviously, he has clean sheet equity too. Then I think the center backs are like beyond super in play. Both DS and Laporte are like low 3,000s. I don't remember what Stones is. Stones has been playing right back. That's certainly in play too. Then Ederson, of course, you know, good old goalie debate, but you know, super in play at -900. Fulham could score here. Fulham does have, you know, Mitrovic is always live for a goal, especially in the air. You know, City can sometimes struggle with big target strikers like that. You know, Pereira's been pretty good. Willian is whatever. So, you know, Fulham could score here, but you know, Ederson's whatever. All right, I think it's enough City. I don't like talking about City. Nobody in Bournemouth. You're not playing anybody in Bournemouth. Just stop. If you started thinking about playing Bournemouth, just stop. 4 games. If it was 2-gamer, maybe we could talk a little bit more. No, 4 games. Next biggest favorite, Leeds, -134 at home to Bournemouth. This is going to be where a lot of your salary savers come in. There's 2 big-time salary savers here. Mark Roca taking some sets for Leeds, 3,700. And then Lewis Cook taking sets for Bournemouth, 3,300. I think both are in play. Both are the type of player that scare the living crap out of me if they're expensive, right? If they're like 5K, 5,500, these types scare the living poop because they sit deep. They're completely reliant on set pieces for their DFS production, or like tackles, or like random fouls drawn, and then even more so like the set pieces to lead to the shots assisted. But at 3,300 and 3,700, if I get 4 to 5 DK, I'm fine, especially on a City slate where I need to save the salary anyway. So those are like 2 of my favorite plays. Jack Harrison got really expensive. I do like him, but you know, at best, like, it seems like a set split with Roca, with Aronson. It's just kind of a mess. If you see like Patrick Bamford start up top at 4,100, that would be a great value. I think second forward you want to save a little bit, but it should be Rodrigo. See who else is attackers. I do like Leeds. Leeds could be a really good GPP team here. Bournemouth, not very good, especially away. Leeds at home, much better team. You know, Leeds coming off the huge win versus Liverpool. I'm guessing that Somerville guy will start again. He's cheap. Leeds fullbacks really aren't too much in play. Like Struniak feels like he's in for like deep regression because he doesn't like cross the ball a ton. It's like tackles and things, but I thought he was kind of expensive. Just trying to think anybody else. Mostly Leeds to GPP, other than like Roca, you know, Harrison, Fringe, Harrison. Geez, that got me for a second. Both like fringe cash plays. Rodrigo more GPP, but if Bamford were to start, you know, cash consideration. For Bournemouth, I think it's just Lewis Cook at this point. Tavernier is playing like wingback. He's not taking sets. I didn't land on him in any builds. I tried to do a few builds before I got on and didn't really land on him anywhere. Solanke for GPP, I can get on board with. I think that's really it for Bournemouth. Not like the super attractive DFS side. Next game is Brentford at Forest. I struggled writing this down over and over again because it's even odds, and I don't know why. I was just like, hold on, what's wrong here? But it's at Forest. I actually kind of like Forest here. I really like Gibbs White at 6K as second forward. I think that's like close to a core play for me. Just it fills that second forward spot so well. You know, the other ones are like, you get a lot of disparity on that position. Like if Jensen were to miss, you could do Mbeumo at 6,300. I think that would get really close. But I kind of like Forest here at home. Brentford missing their best player. Tony's going to be out. If Jensen misses, that's a big loss in the midfield. So I kind of think Forest could show up with a result here. So I really do like Gibbs White. You know, you can pair him with like an attacker. You know, Nico Williams is kind of falling off, but Brandon Lodi takes some random set pieces and pretty attack-minded as a left wing back. You know, Yolo, Jesse Lingard looks absolutely terrible, but we know there's some talent there. Then I can get on board with Dean Henderson for cost savings, just again because of no Tony. That's such a big goal threat for for Brentford and kind of how they play. So I think that's a huge loss. So yeah, kind of like Forest here for Brentford. If Jensen's in, he's low 5Ks, he's fine. You know, I probably prefer Lewis Cook or Mark Roca to him. Similar type of player. Jensen maybe gets a little bit more attacking, but obviously more expensive. But if he misses, Mbeumo definitely on short list for forward. He should take a majority of set pieces. You could randomly see Janelle take some. I'd have to see the lineup otherwise, but that's how those sets should go. But I'm kind of low on Brentford here. Despite like what seems to be a good matchup versus Forest, I just kind of like Forest. Final game, Brighton at Wolves. For Brighton, let's start out there. They're slight favorite, plus like 120. Gross is kind of expensive for a city slate. 8,700 to play Pascal Gross on a set split with Solly March is kind of expensive. At the Molineux. Brighton, you know, I much prefer at the Amex. I think that they play much better at home. I don't have my stats to substantiate this. I just know, like, it's been a thing for me for a while. I love Brighton at home. A little more bearish with them away. It's why they're a mid-table team, right? When you play really well at home, you kind of struggle away, put you in the mid-table. But, I mean, he's fine at 8,700. March is like 7,400. Those prices just seem high. I know Wolves sucks defensively, but it just seems high. I saw those prices and I just immediately wasn't that interested in. Welbeck GPP. Trossard's been awesome GPP. That would be kind of your plays. Lamptey ever got started, I'd be really interested too. Estupiñán's always a good attacking wingback, but it seems like that right wingback spot is always March, so Lamptey can't really get in. For the Wolves side, just really all depends on lineups. But Bueno's been taking some set pieces, one in. Moutinho's been taking set pieces. Then, you know, it gets complicated if it's like one of them is missing. Does Guedes take? Does Podence take? Just gets kind of messy. The easiest way to go for floor is Adama Traore at 6,300. It's been really good for them. I prefer Gibbs White to him at 6,000, but you know, those were like immediately two guys that I kind of circled as very much a cash consideration at forward. If in Moutinho, depending on the lineup, right? But we saw Moutinho and Bueno split. I don't remember Moutinho's price, but I think he's in play. Bueno's definitely in play as well. And I think Sa it for the spin down goalkeepers definitely stuck out to me. Again, Brighton away. Brighton does fire a lot of shots. What's been Brighton's biggest problem all season, except for I guess for Chelsea, is converting. They get a ton of shots, but they don't convert. So those are always a good time to target a goalkeeper versus. We know Salah's the guy that can rack up saves. So that'll do. All right, core plays: De Bruyne, Haaland, and I'm gonna leave Gibbs White here just because I think just based on prelims, I think he's just a great forward too. Give you some floor, monopoly set pieces. Like Forrest here to upset. I don't know why I struggle to say Brentford. Forrest to upset Brentford. They were thinking my like GPP angle of the week. All right, thanks guys for watching. That was it. See you.